friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing, and I'm thrilled to announce that this month's meeting of the Trash Appreciation Society is now in session. I need a gavel. It's time for my February project pan update. If you're new, I hope you love rummaging through cosmetics trash because we do a lot of that here. Look, I've been on a makeup no-buy since 2020 in an attempt to use up my excessive hoard of cosmetics and makeup and hair care and all the things. Project Pan helps me stay on track with that, and I have a specific selection of products that I'm aiming to use up, or at least use up most of, by the end of 2025 so that I can move them on out of my collection. I am very aware that any minute now the winter sun is going to round this corner, blind me and throw the most hideous shadows over me, so I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as I can. I'm specifically focusing on 17 different products in 2025 that are in my project pan, and this month I used 15 of them. Did not use up 15 of them, wouldn't that be something? But 15 of them that I was actively working on making a dent in. So we're just going to check in on those 15 products and see what the progress looks like. As always, I'm going to be referring back to my cosmetics inventory spreadsheet, which I made to help me keep track of all of the different cosmetics related statistics that I could possibly want to know. So I have a page here for my annual inventory. I have the running inventory so I could see how I'm doing year on year. I have my project pan, of course. I have what I'm using up every month, and then I have a 6-month update. This is still all the figures from last year. I haven't deleted them yet, but if you want to get one of these, like a blank one that you can use for yourself, I have it linked down in the description box. But yeah, let's talk about Project Pan. So first, let's take a look at the Wet n Wild highlight, which is buried amongst all of the other trash. Not trash yet, will be trash eventually. So this is the Wet n Wild highlight in Blossom Glow, and I feel like I've made some pretty decent progress on this over the last month. What is frustrating is that I still haven't quite managed to use up the whole like bottom shelf of this. If you can see, there's still just like a little bit of product in that corner that's left there, and it would have been really nice to have completely used that up. I think that would have been really satisfying, but I still think this is good progress. In terms of weight, there's been no change. I had 36 grams last month. I still have 36 grams this month, which doesn't really concern me because when it comes to powder products, the progress is really slow, especially in terms of weight, because powder doesn't really weigh that much. And when you compare how much the actual powder weighs compared to the plastic packaging, it's really not that much. So it's not like I'm expecting to use up like 10 grams of highlight every month. That would be very unrealistic. Next, let's take a look at the NYX Baked Blush in Pinched. I had this in last year's project pan and I pulled it forward into my 2025 project pan because number one, I love this blush and I want to use it up, but number two, like, I feel weirdly committed now to using this up because it's one of those products that it just feels like I'm never making progress. This is the only blush I use. I'm dipping into this at least 5 days a week. How have I made no progress in over a year? That's what it feels like, because visually you can't see any difference, or at least I can't, month on month, because I think with a powder product, until you actually hit pan and can see that pan growing every month, it's really hard to know if anything's going on here. In terms of weight, I never see any change. In terms of visuals, I never see any change. How can it be? There's never any less in the pan. That's how it feels. But I keep on keeping on and chipping away at it. Yeah, like last month I had 16 grams. This month I still have 16 grams. I've probably had 16 grams since, I don't know, since like Moses was floating down the river in that basket. Centuries, eons. Is it ever going to end? Surely eventually it must, right? Next I have my Estee Lauder mini eyeshadow palette. This is the Pure Envy Sculpting Eyeshadow Palette Day version. I have properly been dipping into this over the course of the month. Other than today right now and yesterday, this was the only eyeshadow palette I dipped into all month because I am really trying my best to use up as much of this as I can. I said this last month, I do not expect to completely pan every single one of these shadows by the end of the year, but my goal is to use up as much as I can. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but I've been hitting this brown shade pretty hard, and I've also been using these two on the end. I haven't been dipping into the silver, I haven't been dipping into the green. I've dipped into this darker shade a little bit, but just because it is such an intense dark shade, not going heavy-handed with that at all, because it's just a little bit much for me, you know? So as of right now, I can see a little bit of an indentation in that brown shade, because that's the one that I'm kind of reaching for the most. And it'll be interesting actually to see how deep down these pans go. I guess we'll see. Okay, the next product that I have used a little bit over the last month is this Barry M Jelly High Shine Nail Paint in Nutmeg. So it's this deep nudie pink colour. I've just been using it on my toenails because I get diab on my fingernails. I know I said I was going to stop. I know I said I was going to have it taken off. I know I said I was going to be saving money in 2025. I know all these things. I just can't pull the trigger on getting the biab taken off. So with that said, I'm just using this on my toes, which is why there's no noticeable difference here. I think I used it twice. So yeah, zero change in the weight. I had 51 grams last month. I have 51 grams still. This looks full when you actually look at the bottle because all of the sides are completely coated in nail polish, but it's not at all. It's almost done. I would love to be able to show you, but you really can't see. You just have to take my word for it. The next product that I've been using is the Estee Lauder lipstick in Dynamic. Lipstick is notoriously challenging to pan, but I have seen a difference. The highly scientific way that I am recording the lipstick is that I'm putting it onto a piece of paper and then drawing a line to show how tall it is. I know, this is science, friends. She's a professional data analyst. So if you can see, this is how tall it was in January. This is how tall it is now. There is a very slight, but a very real difference. At that rate, I think I should be able to use up this lipstick within 12 to 14 years. Next we have the Pantene/Pantene. I still haven't decided which side of the fence I'm going to fall on that, but this mousse, Perfect Volume Nourishing Mousse, I'm really keen to use this up. As with actually a lot of things in this year's project pan, I'm using them up and I'm really keen to like cycle them out of my collection because they're not cruelty free and I only want cruelty free things in my collection. It sounds, again, so scientific. It sounds like there's less than half a bottle in there. I had 230 grams last month. I'm down to 217 grams this month, which is, you know, a 13 gram change. Next, the Estee Lauder makeup remover. Again, I was keen to use this up and cycle it out because it's not cruelty free, and I'm very pleased to announce that this is completely used up. It is completely gone. I had only 18 grams of it last month. It's just a little travel size and it was already half used anyway, so it wasn't that much of a challenge, but I'm glad to say that I've used that all up and we have panned our first product of 2025. We should have balloons. Bum, 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 bum. So our first product is officially panned and I am feeling good about it, friends. Next, I have the mysterious case of the No. 7 Lip Care Lip Cream lip balm thing. It's like a cross between a lip balm and a lip moisturizer. I've been using this every single night before bed. I know that I am making good progress on this, and yet it's 3 grams heavier this month than it was last month. I have that this was 9 grams last month and now it's up to 12 grams. And the only way that I can make sense of that in my head is if I was supposed to type 19 grams last month, because 9 grams is very little. And I know I have been using it every single night. So there's definitely not, unless someone's breaking into my house at night and pumping more product into this to mess with my head, then there's no way it's heavier this month than it was last month. Can you imagine that? That would be the plot of like a really niche horror movie. Someone coming in and messing with your project pan every night. Coming in and like filling the products back up while you sleep so that you'll never get to the end of them. Oh, the horror. Yeah, so let's put a question mark next to that one. I want to say that it was 19 grams last month and that I've used up 6. That's what I want to say, because that would make me feel good. Next we have the Dove Restoring Care hand cream, the coconut version, which I love, and again I've been using this every night. We have a definite change in this one, you will be glad to know. We went from 56 grams last month down to 40 grams this month for a change of 16 grams, which is pretty decent. We have just over half left, I would say. So making good progress with that. Now let's talk about the next body lotion. This is the Next Aura Shimmer Body Lotion. I don't think I knew this was shimmer body lotion. I thought it was just ordinary body lotion. I'm not seeing a huge amount of shimmer in this. I think they're really overselling it if they're considering this a shimmer body lotion. That has no shimmer at all, which is just as well because all I've been doing is putting it on my feet before I go to sleep at night. We all have soft feet, okay? I feel like I've made pretty decent progress with this. I marked it up so you can see this is where we were at the end of last month and now we're right down here. So this to me feels like I'm halfway to being done. I don't like to put it out there because as we all know, every time I say this, I inevitably jinx myself and it doesn't come to pass. But I would like to think that I would be able to use this up by the end of next month. I would like to think. Last month I had 122 grams of this. This month I'm down to 102 grams, which is a 20 gram difference, which is pretty decent. Oh, speaking of big differences, I have been working on using this Balm body polish. I think the brand is Cloud9. I got it in a Christmas gift set. It's a body scrub exfoliator and it smells absolutely sublime. It does hit you in the face like a pillowcase full of bricks. It is heavily scented, so if you're not someone who likes strong scents, maybe avoid this one, but I like it. When I started this, it was brand new and completely unused and full up to the top, which is rare, I feel. Not just with cosmetics, but even like if you opened a bag of Quavers recently, there's like nothing in there. Anyway, point is, I have been actively trying to use this. As you can see, last month I had 445 grams and now I'm down to 370 grams. So I've used 75 grams of this, which seems like a heck of a lot. I don't know. Next we have the pillow spray. This is the Feather and Down Sweet Dreams pillow spray. It's got lavender and chamomile essential oils and you spritz it on your pillow at night and it's meant to help you sleep. I've actually really enjoyed having this as part of my nighttime routine now, and once I pan this and I've used it all up, I bet you I'm really gonna miss it. The bottle is completely opaque, so we can do a shake test. And I can tell you it sounds like there's not much left in there, but we can't see. You just have to take my word for it. No, you don't, because I measured it. Last month I had 100 grams in here. This month I have 71 grams, which is a change of 29 grams. I think I might be able to use all of this up by next month. Dare I put it out there into the universe? Yes, I do. There's just not much left in there and it would be really nice. It would make me feel really content in myself if I could use up this and this by next month. But I am getting ahead of myself there. There is still, you know, a decent amount of product left in there, so we'll see. Okay, we're coming to the last 2 products now. The next one is also a bath/shower product, and it's the Lush Twilight Shower Jelly. I drew a marker on this last month so that we would be able to see how much I'd used, and because I'm obviously like using this in and out of the shower, even though I used a Sharpie, it's still washed off. I believe the mark was around here if I remember correctly, which would be some pretty decent progress. In terms of weight, I started with 170 grams and I'm down to 106, which is 64 grams used up, which is, you know, really decent. And last but not least, we have the Healing and Beauty Energy and Chakra Healing Spiritual Skincare Love Manifesting Spray. There is a whole story about how this Love Manifesting Spray came to be in my possession. I'm not going to go back over that again. I will link last month's video in the description box if you want to go and hear about how I came to have this. Not a huge amount of use with this. I don't know if that's because subconsciously I'm trying to repel love. Every time I spritz it, okay, I'm thinking, I hope this doesn't attract men to me. So with that said, very minimal usage. This black line shows where we were last month, and then probably like half a centimeter down is where we are now. In terms of weight, I had 255 grams last month and 250 grams this month, for a total change of 5 whole whopping grams. It's a big old bottle too, right? Like, that's substantial. Okay, so we're 1 month in and we are 1 product down, which I'm feeling really good about. I also feel really smug because I managed to film this entire video before the sun started streaming in through this window and blinding me. Aimee 1, the earth spinning on its axis. 0. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to start your own cosmetics inventory and you'd like to use my spreadsheet, I'll have it linked down in the description box. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.